A student once asked me a question that refused to leave my head. The student said, "Why is it that teachers who carry so much knowledge often struggle to achieve extraordinary success, while the very students they teach go on to create empires, to create innovations, to shape the world with their achievement?" Wow, it was the audacity for me. I got so worried. Not the audacity of the student, but because the student was right. You see, at first glance, it feels unfair. Almost like life got the equation wrong. But life never gets the equation wrong. We do. And believe me, I do not speak about this as an outsider. No, I have been a teacher almost all my life. That's like the only profession I know of. You see, I have stood in classrooms, on stages, in conferences, seminars. I have transmitted knowledge, shaped minds, built people. So, what I'm about to say is not just theory. It's not something that popped up thanks to adrenaline. No, it is observation. It is experience. It is truth earned over years of standing on both sides of growth. I want you to pay close attention. I will give you 3 reasons why this is a reality. 3 reasons or 3 answers to the question of this student. 1, from the familiarity with knowledge. You see, when knowledge becomes too familiar, it loses its power. You see, there is something very dangerous about repetition, and I want you to pay close attention. You see, a teacher explains the same concept for 5 years, 10 years, sometimes 20 years, the same concept. So what once felt like revelation to the teacher, that's the time when he came in contact with that knowledge for the first time, it felt like revelation. But this constant repetition transformed it into routine. What once sparked curiosity in the teacher becomes just content delivery. So they read that knowledge now just to deliver, to transmit. And knowledge, when repeated without evolution, becomes ordinary in the eyes of the one who carries it. And here lies the invisible trap. Familiarity breeds not just contempt, but complacency. You see, when we get too familiar with knowledge, it becomes something banal. You see, the teacher knows too much, yet feels too little urgency to use the knowledge. But on the other side of the coin, the student. You see, the student encounters that same knowledge like fire, like a spark. It is new, it's exciting, it is full of possibility. You see, at that time, the student sees it like something to explore, something to exploit. And most importantly, the student doesn't just understand it, they want to put it to test. And that's the secret. You see, the curiosity pushes them into action, and that particular action produces result, and then the result builds confidence, and then the confidence creates momentum, and that momentum builds the success that we celebrate. The second reason, success needs more than one intelligence. You see, the day you stop becoming a student, you start declining in value. There is a silent identity shift that happens to many teachers the moment they become teachers. You see, the moment they stand in front of others to teach, they unconsciously step down from the seat of the learner. And this is not physical, it's mental. They begin to believe that they are the one who knows and they are the one who should teach. And that belief is the beginning of limitation. That belief is the beginning of their own doom. Because growth only responds to one posture, and that is a posture of humility. That is the willingness to not know. Like Socrates would say, the only thing I know is that I know nothing. How many teachers can take such position? And even when they try to attend seminars or conferences, when they try to learn, they do not learn. They listen, but they instead evaluating who is teaching them. They observe, but they are comparing. And instead of asking, what can I receive from here? They start asking the wrong question. Is this person even qualified to teach me? Is he not a teacher like me? What does he know that I do not know? You see, couldn't he have instead used this pedagogy principle? You would have instead done it this way. And in doing so, they block the very transformation that they are seeking. Because mastery of one domain does not guarantee success in life. Success requires a portfolio of intelligence. You need emotional intelligence, you need financial intelligence, you need social intelligence, you need spiritual intelligence, you need strategic thinking. And all of these are not mastered by teaching. They are mastered by remaining a student of life for life. Number 3, teachers try to be the El Shaddai to the students. You see, when you solve everyone's problems but ignore your own, that's the thing. You see, a teacher lives in constant exposure to the weaknesses of others. Every day they are correcting the mistakes of students. They are identifying the gaps of students. They are pointing out the errors of the students. And over time, this creates a dangerous illusion. They begin to feel that they see clearly. You see, but guess what? Seeing others clearly does not mean you see yourself clearly. As it is said, when you try to be the El Shaddai, you shall die. In fact, the opposite often happens. When you try to study people, when you think you can master other people's mistakes, the thing is, you become so focused on who is failing, on who is not improving, on who is not disciplined, that you forget to ask the real question: where am I stagnant? Where do I need discipline? Where are my blind spots? Where am I failing? You stop asking yourself those questions. You see, the teacher becomes a mirror for others, but never stands in front of any other mirror. And this is how growth silently dies. Not by lack of knowledge, but by lack of self-confrontation. And this is the final truth. Success belongs to the one who stays hungry. So, who succeeds more? The good student or the good teacher? The answer is neither. It is the one who never stops being student, even when they become a teacher. Because life does not reward titles. It does not reward the doctor, the professor, the lecturer. It doesn't reward that. Life rewards curiosity over comfort, application over information, humility over ego, evolution over repetition. And this is the final message to every teacher and every student. If you are a teacher, like I have been all my life, then you must hear this deeply. Do not let your knowledge make you passive. Do not let your position make you proud. Do not let your routine make you blind. And if you are a student, I want you to take this. Do everything to protect your curiosity. Guard your hunger. Act on what you learn. Don't let people tell you it's just useless. No, you have to guard that curiosity. Because the difference between those who know and those who become is simple. One consumes knowledge, the other converts it into life. I hope this knowledge sinks deep in your head and makes you a better person. Don't resist it. It's time for you to do an auto-evaluation and ask yourself, what am I becoming? As always, follow.